Welcome to Life with David. I'm David, and soon I'll be taking my good friend Mark to AirVenture 2022 in my J-Flight Swift 185 RB travel trailer. I've taken other people in previous years and we've learned quite a bit. One thing we learned is the dinette bed is too short. It's 5 foot 10 and a half inches long. That's pretty uncomfortable for someone who's over 6'1". But I think I can make it longer, so why don't you join me as we stretch the dinette berth? I'd like to spend a moment on safety. There's nothing more important than keeping you and your loved ones safe. Be sure to read, understand, and follow the safety rules for your tools. Using your tools properly will greatly reduce the risk of personal injury. And always use the appropriate eye, hearing, and respiratory personal protective equipment. This time we're working with simple woodworking tools. Keep your head in the game and protect your eyes and fingers. If you're following along, you're doing so at your own risk. And if you don't feel comfortable doing any of these activities, then don't. Now let's get started. The dinette in my travel trailer makes up into a small bed, and I mean small. It's only 5 foot 10 and a half inches long. That's okay for a child, but it's pretty uncomfortable for a larger adult. However, there is some unused space between the dinette and the main bed at the front of the trailer. I think I can make use of that space to expand the dinette berth to the length of a regular twin bed. The dinette converts into a bed by dropping the table down and repositioning the seat cushions. There are a couple of ways I can make the berth longer. First, I can simply move the forward seat toward the front, but then I have to make a larger table to support an additional cushion. This would work, but it would be permanent, and it would eliminate space I use for stowing several items while we're traveling. Another way is to modify the seat back of the forward seat so I can fold it down when needed as a bed, but would return to its original position when used as a seat. Even though it's a little more complicated, I don't need to make a new table, and I still have my storage space available, so I think I'll choose this option. The seat back is attached to the sides with a simple piece of angle aluminum. Since this is a lightweight trailer, the seat sides and back are made of 1/2-inch hardboard. It's light, but not really rugged, so I have to be careful when I design the modifications. I've got to minimize bending stresses across the hardboard or it will snap. Also, screws don't have as much holding power in this material as they would in a piece of real wood plywood. The first thing I do is to make a set of brackets that will hold the seat in the normal position. I use a pinned connection at each corner to take advantage of the shear strength of the hardboard while minimizing the bending stresses. I'll start with 8 regular corner brackets that I bought at my local hardware store, drill holes in one leg for the pin, trim the excess leg material off, and then round and smooth the edges. Next, it's time to cut the back of the seat. I'll use an oscillating multifunction tool to cut a couple slots at either end of the seat back. This helps me line up the piano hinge I'll use on this joint. I'll position the hinge and drill all the holes before I completely cut the seat back. After the holes have been drilled, I finish cutting the seat back and take it down to the shop to cut the second joint. Here, I set up my saw for a 7-inch ripping cut. I cut only part way through, giving me another line for positioning the upper piano hinge. I place the hinge over the line and drill all the screw holes. Then I finish the cut. I clean up the edges and screw the upper piano hinge in place. I'll use the original angle aluminum to hold the seat back in place while I attach the lower piano hinge. It's a little tough since the space is small, I can't see, and I'm trying to video what I'm doing. After the lower hinge is attached, I install the pin connection brackets I made earlier. After the brackets have been positioned using short screws, I replace them using slightly longer screws, as well as using a little wood glue to make the connections as strong as possible. On the sidewall, I use some short hollow wall anchors since there aren't any studs. Then I make a couple pins using some 1/4-inch steel rod. Now I have to put in some stops to hold the bed extension up. I'll mount a strip of wood to the outside wall using a backer wood block that I was able to slide in through the electric outlet cutout. Then I make a foldable leg for the other side. I used a hinge and some light steel rods so the leg would always be perpendicular to the floor. Finally, I upgraded the foam in the existing seat cushion. It was several years old and had lost whatever support it had when it was new. Then I made a new foam cushion to fit the additional berth length. I also used a foam topper to make the bed even more comfortable. Now I have a bed that's 77.5 inches long, a 7-inch improvement from the original bed. Thanks for joining me today. We stretched the dinette bed of my J-Flight Swift 185 RB travel trailer. This should be much more comfortable for my friend as we boondock at AirVenture this year. I'm really looking forward to the trip since I haven't been for the previous 2 years because of COVID. And my wife is looking forward to my trip because she's staying home without me. If you like this video or you think someone else might, please give it a thumbs up. If not, give it a thumbs down. The more likes this video has, the more YouTube will recommend it to others. Also, please leave a comment or suggestion for things to do. I hope to do more of these videos, so please subscribe and click on the bell for notifications of new videos. Let's get together next time for another day in Life with David. See you soon!